The Haunted House. About 6 to 7 months ago, my family moved into this house in Maine that was built in 1986. After we moved in, my mother became friends with the previous owners, a mother, father, and their son. Everything was fine for a while, but a month or two after moving in, things started getting weird. My father and older brother go to work at roughly 6:30 p.m. and don't arrive until 3:30, 4 o'clock a.m. Thus, me, my mother, and younger sister are home alone until they arrive home. We have a basement in the living room that was recently renovated a few months before moving in, and there's two rooms down there. My older sister's, who moved out a few weeks before, and my older brother's. Usually, my mother and I go to sleep 11:30 to 1 a.m. My little sister goes to bed a few hours earlier. So, me and my mom are mostly alone together in the living room. Our first little experiences were just hearing noises and small things in the basement, such as light footsteps and creaks. We thought nothing of it until it started getting worse. One day, I was in my room on my computer, headphones off, my mother in the living room calling with her friends, my little sister asleep in the room next to me. Suddenly, I hear a loud groan, sounding like a girl's voice, in the bathroom right next to my room. At first, I'm like, "Girl, why are you groaning?" Because I assumed it was my younger sister. A few minutes later, my mom walks into my room and asks if I heard it too. I say yes, and she tells me that it was not my little sister. Immediately, I feel a pit in my stomach. My mother heard it behind her in the living room, yet I heard it in the bathroom. There were no animals in the house, and my mother's friends on the call heard it as well. We locked our bedroom doors that night. I covered mine with my dresser, and she made me sleep with a knife just in case. A few days after that, just before bed, me and my mother started hearing what sounded like talking and light footsteps downstairs. It sounded like a man. It got so bad that she made me go in her room with her with knives, since my room didn't have a lock. The talking and footsteps got so loud that my mother called our dad and made them come home early to check the house, in fear of a squatter or something being in our basement. A moment while we were waiting in bed, I heard a voice talking near the window. I thought my mom was on TikTok. My mother then turned to me and asked if I heard that. Scared. When my father and brother came home, they found nothing. After that, I began hearing cluttering noises in my closet at night. I assumed it was the wind, although I was scared. The next day, my mother walked in my room in the morning and told me that she had spoken to the previous owners, who lived there from 2012 to 2022, and the mother had told her about her son. Her son was about 8 or 10 years old, and his old room was my current room. The mother said the son would talk to nothing and say he sees a boy in his closet. It turns out there was a young boy who died in the area and was following the son until they moved out. My mother said he might now be following me. Another time, I was in the kitchen at about 2 a.m. Everyone's asleep, and I was about to do the dishes. Before I started, I suddenly heard what sounded like a child crying. I immediately got worried because I thought it was my little sister, and I put my ear up to their bedroom door, but I heard no crying in there. I went back to the kitchen and heard it again before it stopped. Another time was about a month later. I was on a call with my best friend. Keep in mind, it's nighttime again. And I went to the kitchen to grab dinner. I came back with my plate and my friend asked what I was eating. And right when I responded, she was like, "Wait, stop. What was that? Was that you?" It turns out she had heard a low hum as I was speaking, and I did not hear anything. She said she heard it on the call at the same time I was speaking, so it couldn't have been me. Hello, Dreadful Tales here. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe and leave a comment if you had chills down your spine. If you enjoyed this video, I am sure you will enjoy this one as well, so check it out.